Hello, my name is Thomas Moore, and 4 months ago I decided to take part in the best fitness event in the world. That event is tomorrow. I'm extremely nervous. I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a little bit shaky, you know what I mean? I don't know what's happened over the last 24 hours. I've got that like, the last time I felt like this anxious, yawny, nauseous nervous was when I was a little boy as a swimmer. Did I tell you I was a swimmer? I used to swim. You know, like before a swimming gala, when I'm like, oh no mum, I don't want to go. I got that. I feel like it's just such a monumental touch. Do you know what happened? Maybe any psychologist watching. What happens is like, say that I was doing the half Hyrox with Jade last week, yeah, 4x1k. I do 1k and I feel like, oh my God, I've got another 3 of these. Now I've got to do 8 of them, mate. With work in between. Oh, make it stop. Should be fun though. I'm just going to try and complete it. Just have a bit of fun, enjoyment, that's the best thing to do. Hydration, food intake has been on point the last couple of days. I loaded at 6 grams per kilo yesterday and then doing like 4 today. So like 550 carb yesterday, about 350 carb today. Already had some breakfast. Good amount of hydration. I'll be bringing a few supplements up with me. Just got a jacket of potatoes, some mince, 2 Rice Krispie square bars and some, what are they called? Rice Pops? No, Rice Krispies, Tesco's own brand. And we shall travel up.
When will you figure that's what's intended to walk down the stairs?
Don't be falling down the stairs, girl. We've got a big event tomorrow. How are you feeling, JP?
I'm feeling good, you know.
The South are up north.
Show how it's done.
It's the Man City Arsenal game as well. We've got to be sharpish. We've got half hour. Just checked in this evening, so we save some time tomorrow morning. Got the game plan set. We did it on the train up here. Water and carbs. Water and carbs. Get that Arsenal game on. 0-0 half time. I missed that first half. We have got, we'll do 2 Rice Krispie square bars and that will cap me off at about 350 carb. Feel nice. Feel alright, feel carved up. Litre of water. Then tomorrow morning going to get up about 6. Hydrate. Electrolytes. Beetroot juice. And probably have a very small serving of Tang Fantastics. I don't like having too much food on board when I do activities like that. I get a stitch bad. So me and Jade have both said like, barely any food tomorrow, just attack it. No caffeine either. What I've noticed is that these runs, these functional sort of fitness stuff, I don't do good with caffeine in the system. I do better without it. So no caffeine. Well done people, we made it. 4-month Hyrox prep done. Watch the second half, go bed. Catch you in the morning.
Yeah, we are. The dynamic duo.
You going back onto the island? No?
Yeah, this is my last race. I've got about 10 days.
He's going for a sub-hour today.
Sub-hour and then 4th week and then we'll have a straight back into it.
Ready and raring to go.
We're here. The nerves are kicking in, I tell ya. Jade didn't sleep very well. I had a lovely sleep I did.
Like a baby, didn't you?
Like an absolute baby. Got men's doubles first, and then I think it might be us, huh?
Yeah, get warmed up, see what's happening for a little bit.
Let's do it.
Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines in my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dust.
Damn, Rod, come on! What's the matter with you?
Everybody's got to do.
There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow!
Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laugh and sing for the tear. Sing with me, it's just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away.
I feel like I look like a naughty year 7 schoolboy with this haircut. What a fantastic weekend that was. The dopamine is still flowing through the system. It's what 2023 should be about, folks. the year of natural dopamine hits. I'm going to have a little Hyrox recap, so sit back, grab yourself a caffeinated or decaffeinated beverage, depending on what time of the day you're watching this, and we'll run through the lead up and on the day and any tips that I can give. Not that I have much experience in this field, but boxed off, mate. Got a Hyrox badge added to the collection. So I carb loaded at about 550 carb on the Thursday, then 350 carb on the Friday. Me and Jade travelled up about 3-ish. We actually went to the venue first to check in, which I would highly advise you do. So whatever you're doing, if you are staying the night before, that is, go and check in. It reduces that stress and ag. Me and her come from bodybuilding backgrounds. We know on show day, reduce as much stress as possible. Our event time was 9-10 a.m. They say get there a couple hours before. I think we rocked up about an hour and a bit before, so we didn't exactly do the 2. Just purely because I know what I'm like when I get to these events. If I rock up too early, my heart rate's too high, and I'd rather get there a little on the later side. But we travelled up, checked in, grabbed the Nando's, chicken, butterfly, a couple of pitters, rice peas. Try to keep fats fairly low to optimise for as much carbohydrate uptake, and really prioritise the digestion. Probably something I'd recommend is limit fats around that kind of 24 to 48 hour window leading up to the Hyrox. Also drove a lot of fluid into me. I think I had about 5 or 6 litres on Friday. Me and her don't do well with food or much water on board close to training. Always get a stitch. So I was really wary about having food on the day. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. and had one Rice Krispie square bar, like original one, and literally a nibble of a banana with some honey, and then I had a litre of water, and I shut that off at 7, and then from 7 to the lead up to the event, I just very small sips to rinse my mouth. The actual event was fantastic. The layout was cool. It was 3 laps as opposed to 2. Usually it's 2. This one was 3, and you have a nice little warm-up area like ski erg, sled push, sled pull. All of the kind of disciplines are in that warm-up bit, which is nice. Did some dynamic stretching, some mobility work, and at 10 minutes before, so 9 o'clock, we went to the start line, and then you've got this little Red Bull kind of booth thing which you stand, and then the 5-minute countdown comes down, which is crazy. That's when the nerves really kick in. They had this like 300 Spartan music. Taps off, took the top off, and Collard came. Well done to Adam and Jade. They won it again. Animals, those two, I tell you. Good to see Adam. I haven't seen him in a while as well. I think he's going to come down for a session soon. But this is his 3rd one. I think he's won all 3. They did 101. We did an hour 23. We got a penalty, which was annoying. But very, very nervous. Like even Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was so nervous. I like bricking it. I ain't felt like this in a long time. I was watching all sorts on YouTube the night before. I tell you see my YouTube history on Friday night. I was like, how do the pros cope with nerves before like events and that? I was really bricking it. But then as soon as you do that first K, the nerves go, and it's enjoyment, it's exciting, it's fantastic. We had a game plan kind of going up there on the train. We filled out a little bit, so something I recommend you do if you are doing mixed doubles or male doubles, female doubles, is get a plan set in place. So for the ski, I did 3x200 and Jade did 2x200. The sled push and the sled pull, I went first. And the reason why I did that was so that as Jade was finishing the sled push and pull, I could get a decent amount of recovery and try to decrease my heart rate prior to my runs. She does very well. She's an animal, Jade, absolute animal. I think she's going to go and do like a Hyrox Pro Women's on her own. Felt like I was holding her back a little bit, but her running's very strong. And we said, let's try and aim for like 6-minute 1Ks. First K or the second K, I think we went quite quick, and we were like, look, we need to pull back a little bit here because we've got a fairly long way to go. We've only really done like a half Hyrox before. So ski, I did 3x200, start with the push, start with the pull, and then we switched. So the burpee broad jump, she actually ended up doing a lot of those, bless her, because I said these have wiped me out completely. I think if you were to get good, for the bigger guys or girls, get good at that, because that taxed me, that fatigued me terribly. Then we went into the row, we did really well in the row, quite strong, so we swapped. So second burpee broad jumps for me, I went second on the row. Farmer's carry was like our best one. We absolutely zoomed it. Bit of chalk, picked them up, we practically sprinted the majority of it. At one point we were like, let me have a go, no, you have a go. And that was cool. Sandbag lunges were good as well. I had much longer strides just because I was worried about my quads. They were cramping up around the 6th kilometre. I thought, no, this is so annoying. And then I went into the sandbag lunges and I managed to just go. But I went for longer strides, so slightly more glute and hamstring as opposed to shorter quad dominant lunges. Much more of a lean forward. And then with the wall balls, we did 20, 20, 20, 20, 10, 10. And then you got this really nice little run off up to the finish podium where they say, Thomas Moore and Jade Packer, 1 hour 23. But yeah, fantastic. One of the best days of my life up there, definitely up there. It was brilliant, really well ran. Fantastic to see everyone as well. Big thank you to Rob and his mate that came along. I did a little last minute, is anyone up in Manchester, can you come along with a camera? It doesn't even have to be a nice camera, but he had his Fuji and his mate had his iPhone, so it was nice to get a kind of contrast between the two, which was cool. And yeah, really well ran, fantastic work. You can see that Hyrox is exploding now. It's very, very busy. It was even busy during the runs. Like, we weren't exactly going fast, but we would, on every run, we were having to like duck out from people. A bit too slow to go in the fast lane, and we were a bit too fast at some points to go on the outer edge, so that was tricky. And a lot of the fast guys were getting pissed off as well. They were like, on your right, on your left, on your right. Well, fucking hell. But I think a couple of guys broke the world record. They did like 52 minutes or something absolutely absurd. Crazy times. But it's addictive. Like, I want to go and do it again. I really do. But yeah, fantastic day. If you've got any more questions, I've gone over that very, very quickly. But if you've got any more questions, hit them in the comment section below. But the plan for me now is to use this period between now and when I start my diet, just to bump food up a little bit, get back into a routine of lifting properly, get a few sessions in with Joe Brighty, and just kind of understand at this point, now I'm natural and not using TRT, my kind of recovery capabilities with volume and things like that. And then once I've managed to sort that out, March 6th, Ibiza Classic starts. So I will be doing the Ibiza Classic with all the clients this year, which is cool. 12-week diet. Got Ibiza in May, so the last 4 weeks of my diet will be in Ibiza, which will be cool. And then I very much want to kind of look to go back into some form of performance block and do another Hyrox, either on my own or with someone else or with Jade. We shall see. But there we go. Fantastic weekend, man. Big love to everyone that said hello as well. Hyrox, that was cool. Nice to meet Adam, Jade Skillen as well, my coach who coached me the last 4 months. It was unbelievable, by the way. Programming is crazy. So, so good. Managed to get me from not being able to run for the bus, and now I can do a Hyrox. It was brilliant. Well done to Jade Packer as well. Big love. Fantastic. Thank you for your continued support as always. Really appreciate it. Next video, we're doing a little 16-week reverse transformation. Just going to sit in front of the camera and kind of highlight where my physique or how my physique has changed over the last 16 weeks of this style of training, coming off TRT, where my strength's gone and things like that, because I think that was, someone did comment that and it got quite a lot of likes, and I thought that's a good idea for a video, so we shall be doing that. Right, I'll stop talking now, the sun's setting. Appreciate you. See you very soon. Love you. Thank you, good night. Much love.